Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a man is dead after being hit by a car on Interstate 75. What we know about the situation just ahead this morning.
A man will be sentenced today in connection to a high-profile Lexington murder case. We've got details on that coming up.
The city of Lexington has a weekend full of events planned for you to enjoy. What some of those are ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you. Happy Friday. I'm Rebecca Smith.
I'm Bill Bryan, and welcome to July and the 4th of July weekend getting underway. So here we are, you know.
Maybe you have it off. Maybe you're going to be on a nice holiday, and we'll check out with Micah to see what that holiday may look like for you.
Yeah, and hopefully it's going to be good there for the weekend. I would say the weekend is the best opportunity to stay dry. Once we hit the 4th of July, that gets a little bit iffy. Nothing going on early this morning, but if you focus your attention well back toward the west, we do have at least some rain moving our way. Temperatures are there in the 50s and 60s. It's not a bad feel this morning once again. And we hit the afternoon, low to mid 80s. Few rumbles are expected for today. Then we'll talk about your weekend forecast, because there's one day that's really nice. The other day, it's a little bit iffy on that day too, but that 4th of July holiday looks pretty wet. We'll get into that coming up.
We'll see you then. Here's the latest news.
Well, a man who was walking on Interstate 75 has died after being hit by a car.
It happened late last night in Madison County. WKYT's Mark Barber is live with what we know so far about the ongoing investigation. Mark?
Good morning, Bill, and this morning we are still working to learn more information about this crash that killed a pedestrian here on I-75 last night. So far, we've learned that this crash happened in the southbound lanes near mile marker 77. Now, this crash shut down 2 lanes of traffic, snarling traffic. Everything is now back open this morning, but many details are still unclear. We have several calls into police asking why the person was walking along the interstate and whether the driver who killed them will face any charges. The coroner is not releasing the name of the person who died here because he says he is still working to track down all of their family members to tell them what happened. That's the latest here in Berea. I'm Mark Barber, WKYT.
A sad situation in any case. We thank you very much. Today, a man will be sentenced in connection to a Lexington murder case. In April, Timothy Ballard pleaded guilty to kidnapping and tampering with evidence in connection to the 2013 murder of Alex Johnson. Earlier this month, as part of a plea deal, Ballard had to testify against Mark Taylor, who was found guilty of murdering Johnson. Prosecutors recommended that Ballard serve 20 years for kidnapping and 5 years for tampering with evidence. Taylor will be sentenced on July 22nd. Several buildings at Eastern Kentucky University were without water or air conditioning for several hours overnight. Michelle Chamberlain at our alert desk with more on that.
Yes, and we're being told by EKU that those issues should be restored right now. The reason behind these issues on EKU's campus, this water main break, but we're being told that it has been fixed. University leaders say the main broke near the intersection of Lancaster Avenue and Barnes Mill Road around 10 o'clock last night. The repairs took about 2 hours to fix, but during that time, there was no water or air conditioning in 9 of EKU's buildings. Rebecca?
More about a deadly deputy-involved shooting in Knox County. We first told you about the shooting yesterday morning. State police say a deputy shot 30-year-old Jesse Mills late Wednesday night after they say Mills attacked police officers on Highway 223. Police say it started after Mills took his 2-year-old daughter from her grandparents' home. Family members say Mills does not have custody of her. The family called police, who soon found Mills and the child. Police say Mills then began attacking them, so they shot him. The child was not injured. Family members say they had concerns about Mills before.
He's acted like this once before, but it wasn't this bad. I'm not sure what he's doing. I mean, it worries me.
State police also investigating the death of a prison inmate in Elliott County. The State Department of Corrections says yesterday the inmate was found unresponsive in a cell at the Little Sandy Correctional Complex in Sandy Hook. Investigators say another inmate assaulted him. They say the injured inmate later died at the hospital. Investigators have not released the names of the inmates involved.
2 more coal mining operations in eastern Kentucky will be shut down. Alpha Natural Resources has announced it will be closing its Enterprise Deep Mine in Knox County and the Enterprise plant in Letcher County. The company is planning to meet with affected employees in both counties today. Alpha would not return calls for comment. At this point, we do not know exactly how many people will be losing their jobs. A French company is making plans to create dozens of new jobs in southeastern Kentucky. State leaders say Eurosticks has been looking for a presence in North America, and they have found it in Corbin. The company makes ice cream sticks. State leaders say the company's new factory in Corbin will initially create about 90 jobs.
Part of the reason, again, was the fact that we had this building available and our supply of beechwood, but they really fell in love with our community.
The company hopes to be moved in Corbin and be ready to start making ice cream sticks by January 1st. It will be called North American Sticks, and again, that is in Corbin, in the Corbin, Whitley, Laurel, Knox area there.
Well, a Central Kentucky man is collecting donations to help flood victims in West Virginia. Derek Christopher has lived in Georgetown for the last 4 years, but says he's originally from West Virginia. He's trying to fill a flatbed truck with building supplies, water, diapers, and non-perishable food items for flood victims. He's planning to deliver the donations tomorrow morning.
Just giving back. If you really think about it, everybody once in their life is going to need help from someone.
Christopher will be collecting donations through tonight on Triport Road in Georgetown. He says he does not need clothing donations because flood victims have no place to store them. If you'd like to donate, we have information how you can do that at WKYT.com. Very cool thing he is doing. Very, very nice for those flooding victims there in West Virginia.
Well, it is, and hopefully folks can pitch in and help in that effort. All right, it is the 1st of July this morning, and 4th of July festivities are already beginning.
The city of Lexington has a weekend full of events. WKYT's Mike Byer is live with more on how we can all celebrate Independence Day. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm at Cheapside Park where 4th of July will kick off today. Plenty of events in store this weekend. The festivities begin with an American pie eating contest and ice cream social. Bakers will compete to see who has the best pie in town. We can all enjoy a free slice of pie along with some ice cream and music, and you can't beat that. This will take place from noon to 1 today under the Fifth Third Pavilion at Cheapside Park. Then tomorrow the city will debut Splash Jam. It's a new water play feature that will be at Cheapside Park through August. Then on Sunday, the annual patriotic music concert gets going at Transylvania University. There we'll see the Lexington Philharmonic, who will perform a free concert on the Morrison Lawn starting at 8 p.m. Of course, all of these events will lead up to America's 240th birthday, 4th of July Monday. Plenty of going on that day. I'll break that down for you coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, including this year's fireworks show, which has a new home. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, a lot going on this weekend. And then there's this. It is the 10th largest jackpot in U.S. history. Tonight's Mega Millions drawing is estimated at $415 million. That's because nobody has won a Mega Millions jackpot since March 8th. Mega Millions is played in 43 states, including Kentucky, plus the District of Columbia and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So dream on, right?
In the words of Steven Tyler, yes.
There you go. Good morning. News time here is 5:08, and WKYT this morning is just getting started. We have a lot more to tell you about.
Yes, we do. What do you call $50,000 worth of cheese that doesn't belong to you? Hey, nacho cheese. Get it?
Yeah,
we'll have that story after the break.
Also ahead this morning, mortgages hit a 3-year low, and the cost of a 4th of July barbecue might surprise you this year. We'll have today's money stories ahead.
We actually have some rain on the way for today. Now, it's not a great chance, but the chance is there. But what about your weekend? That's when all the plans are going on. I'll have that forecast coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Really not a bad start to the day once again. Now, it's not as cool as the past couple of mornings. That's because clouds are overhead, and the clouds are moving in for one reason and one reason only. We have some rain back toward the west that's heading our direction. As of right now, it's falling apart, and what's going to happen is a lot of this just continues to fall apart, and we'll start to see that piece of energy that you really can't see unless you actually have some rain falling across the region, but it's going to move over us later on. And I would say it's around that 71 corridor, BG Parkway, and also 64 around noontime. That's when we'll start to see some of that spark up and get going. 65 degrees right now in Frankfort, 64 in Lexington, 59, my friends, there in Laurel County. Not feeling all that bad early this morning. We get into your afternoon. Like I said, around noontime, you'll start to see things start to spark up and build. But I would say it's anywhere from 1 to 3 that you really start to see those storms move on in. And so if you're making any plans later on this afternoon off into the evening hours, afternoon is mainly right around noontime to about 4 p.m. I would say mainly it's northwest and central zones. And then you start to get deep into your afternoon. It actually slides down toward the southeast by about 5 p.m. to about 8 p.m. Most of that rain is actually to the southeastern zone. So it's moving on out by 8 or 9 p.m. It's long gone down in the southeast. So central zones, any plans, that is including Lexington, any plans going on later on this evening, you'll have no problems whatsoever, and it will actually feel pretty nice, especially if you get one of those rumbles of thunder early on. Then we hit the weekend. Saturday, no problems whatsoever. Mainly dry, and I can't say fully dry right now. We have a 20% chance of rain in your 7-day. But it's mainly dry. If you get under one of those, yeah, it's going to be a heavy downpour, but for the most part, it lasts 10 to 20 minutes, and then the rest of your day is just fine. Then we hit Sunday. Now, it looks like it's going to be very rainy on Sunday, but let me tell you this. Sunday, you will have big breaks in the action. You will have time to get outside and knock out some of these backyard barbecues. I would not cancel any plans on Sunday. It's actually looking drier. It's trending drier than it is looking like you're going to get soggy conditions. So I would say stick with your plans on Sunday. Just know you could have a passing shower or thunderstorm. But off into the night and into Monday, that's when you start to see some heavy rain move on in. And that's going to be Monday at 60%. So Monday 60%. Sunday more like 40% as of right now, and we're looking at some pretty good rainfall totals, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches from Sunday off into early next week, off into your Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. We'll see how that lasts, but as of right now, it's that Monday, Tuesday time, because we're backing up the timing on that system. And you can see there for the weekend is mostly dry, but you just can't rule out a few storms, especially there on Sunday.
All right.
Well, as long as we plan ahead, you know, have our plan B.
Just in case.
And Monday, the deal is rain or shine. I mean, that's the official stance on everything.
Right.
They did reveal to us yesterday that there is a clause in their contract on those fireworks that they could move to Tuesday if they had to.
I think we've done that the past couple of years.
So
one of those days.
So we will see. But right now, everything's set to go on Monday.
Right.
All right. It's 5:15 on WKYT, and for years people have asked, who cut the cheese? You know.
We all know what that means, right? But Wisconsin police are asking who stole the cheese.
Cheese pirates back at it again, man.
20,000 pounds of cheese worth nearly $50,000. We've done this story before in the last couple months. The trailer of cheese stolen from a parking lot in Oak Creek, Wisconsin this time. Cheese theft is considered a growing problem among retailers. Police say surveillance cameras in the area are one way that they hope to crack down on the cheese thief. They say they'll continue to actively search for the missing cheese. And a friendly reminder to the thief, it's nacho cheese, so please return it to its rightful owner.
Before the expiration date, I said. I don't think it's
well, the older the better, right? I mean,
well, that's true with cheese.
Process.
You're right about that. Oh, that's right. You're quick this morning. Good to have you along on WKYT.
I have my days, Bill. You know, don't act so surprised.
And Fridays, they're good ones, right? All right. Good to have you along. We're headed for that weekend, the 4th of July, and hopefully you have some time to enjoy.
Yeah, hopefully. We got to look at your money. Stick around.
Mortgages hit a 3-year low, and the cost of the 4th of July barbecue may surprise you. I'm Edward Lawrence. I'll have those stories coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Hey, welcome back in. WKYT this morning on the air, July 1st. Hard to believe, isn't it?
It's that day.
We are moving right along, and we have a lot more news for you this morning. Government regulators want you to stop driving cars with Takata airbags, and mortgage rates are at a new low.
And the cost of an average 4th of July barbecue may surprise you. Edward Lawrence has the latest on your money.
Well, good news for home buyers or those looking to refinance. Mortgage rates dropped to a new 3-year low because of uncertainty caused by England's vote to leave the European Union. Freddie Mac says the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage fell to 3.48%. Wall Street has some momentum finishing the week. The Dow picked up 235 points, while the Nasdaq gained 63. Well, government regulators want people to stop driving cars with certain Takata airbag inflators, calling them extremely dangerous. New tests show in 313,000 Honda and Acura vehicles made from 2001 to 2003, the inflators have a far higher risk of exploding. The U.S. Transportation Secretary says owners of those vehicles should only drive them to a dealer for repairs. Well, if you plan to barbecue this 4th of July weekend, you may be surprised by the cost. The average holiday barbecue will cost you about $56 to feed 10 people. A Farm Bureau Federation study found the cost actually increased 1% from last year. That's your Money Watch. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Edward Lawrence.
Well, self-driving cars may be sent back to the future.
Federal regulators are now investigating Tesla's autopilot mode after a driver died while using the feature. It happened in Florida in May when a semi-truck made a left turn in front of the car. Tesla wrote in a blog post that the car's autopilot system did not recognize the white side of a semi up against the brightly lit sky, so the brake was not activated. Tesla called the crash a rare circumstance, saying it is the first known fatality in more than 130 million self-driven miles. The company admits that the software is not perfect and says drivers using it still need to be alert. So it's kind of like, what's the point? But but I guess eventually the technology gets better and better.
See.
And that's
we'll
the
see
deal.
about that.
All right, good to have you along this morning as we roll toward 5:22 on your Friday morning. A lot more news coming right up.
And a look at sports up next.
It is all about basketball when we come back. UK, John Calipari, UK, offers a point guard for the class of 2017. UK, Matthew Mitchell gets a transfer, and we catch up with Rajon Rondo. What about his future? That's next in sports.
Not much going on this morning, but as we head off into your afternoon, that's going to be a little bit of a different story. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris here with your quick weather update. Like I said, not much going on this morning. 50s and 60s outside. It's a good feel. And heading in towards your afternoon. Afternoon, you'll have a few rumbles here and there. And some of these will be heavy downpours, but not everybody sees rain today. It's only about 40%. Stick to your plans if you have plans today. Just know a passing shower, thunderstorm will be with us this afternoon. Evening time, it fades away. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. First, let's check out sports, see what's going on.
What does the future hold for former UK guard Rajon Rondo? Well, that is up in the air as he looks ahead to his 11th season in the NBA. Rondo was back in his hometown of Louisville last night, hosting his annual camp, which has been a huge success year after year. Rondo spent last season with Sacramento, playing in 72 games. He averaged about 12 points and 12 assists in 35 minutes, the best season he's had in a long time.
Last season was, I think, for me, one of my best I've had in a while. And I was able to go out in Sacramento, stay disciplined, stay focused, and focus on what's matter, and which is basketball. So I was able to go out there and play with a great player, DeMarcus Cousins. And we didn't have the best season, but I was able to stay healthy and get back to where I need to be. What's next for me, we'll find out in about 4 or 5 days. So I haven't thought much about it, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity of, maybe going back to the same franchise or doing it in a different one. So you never know what the future holds, and I'm very excited and just going to pray about it and let whatever happens happen.
Kade Green, a 5-star point guard out of Philadelphia, has been offered by the University of Kentucky. John Calipari giving him a scholarship offer yesterday. He's been in town for the last couple of days. With his impressive play on the AAU circuit, Green has watched his stock skyrocket. He's averaged 14 points, 10.5 rebounds, 3 steals per game. He led the Nike League in assists and steals. Kentucky is expected to lose every player in its backcourt after this coming season. John Calipari has offered 2 other point guards, Trae Young and Tremont Waters. UK women's basketball has added a transfer, Ogechi Anya-Galippo. That's easy to say, especially this early in the morning. She played at Stony Brook last season and was the America East Conference Rookie of the Year. Anya-Galippo averaged 10 points, 9 rebounds at Stony Brook. She said she wanted to play at a higher level. Matthew Mitchell calls her a very physical player, talented at both ends. He described her as a perfect fit for his system. The Miami native will have to sit out next year before becoming eligible. That is a look at sports. Have a great Friday.